Hello, welcome to this fine day. I will be talking about my Just Java Lesson 3. Not to be confused with, it says Lesson 4 up there. That is the current one we're going to be working on next. I already created that branch. So yes, I'm going to get it started. So what I should say is, look, I'm on going on Lesson 4, and I have no commits. You might think, well, what happened was, some file was just changed in my original just Java project, and it errored out my whole project. Uh, Whereas to the emulator would not load up. I could add another emulator, and it still wouldn't be able to be selected to run. And so I I never changed anything with the emulate settings. So that's an issue that just happened at random. So I tried to fix that, went through many different codes and research that didn't work, so I have this project copied onto this new one. So like as you can see, the initial commit, well that's the readme of this initial Android Studios commit. As you can see, all this stuff back into here, and then file change. That was just random file, but I'm going to show you my old actually. Yeah, it probably took a little too long to show this, but yeah, this is my old. This is my lesson 3 last time. 6 days ago, and yes, that's accurate too. I took this screenshot today. So yeah, 6 days ago was the last time I was able to actually do something, or it might have been a little bit over, but last commit I had in this was 6 days ago because it's the last time I tried working in that old project. So as you can see, there was some from master to the lesson 3. There was about 10 commits. The lesson 1 had to auto stash it because I got my other computer, and my other computer had lesson 1 checked out, and in order to get to lesson 3 it had to auto stash it. So that's why that is there. But I'm gonna actually go through, minimize that. I'm gonna go through, here's one of my commits. Actually, I'm gonna show that is lesson 3.2. So in here, that is right. That should be the defined and called display quantity method. We'll see that. Yep, that is right there. So 3.2. Um, so we, duh, what was it? So the defines on here the private void display quantity. It was display, but you need display quantity. And yeah, just changed them from display to quantity. The methods, the increment and decrement, and then the display method. That was that. Okay, so yeah, that was just changing the names of the methods. And then so I'm gonna exit that out. We have 3.6. That takes a little jump out. We got inserting the calculate price method. So this method is just the calculates the price ordered, just like the comment says, and then the param quantity is the number of cups of coffee ordered. So we had the so yeah, that was that param for that. Yes, that might have been old, but yes, the private void calculate price and quantity, and price equals quantity times 5. So it's so this is sorry, so yeah, this is the method for the calculate price, calculating the price. And then so I'm gonna X out that 3.62. Here we go. So this is lesson 3.6 still, and it's just another editing of the code in there, just a separate part from that. So we were editing the calculate price method we took out the parameters, so yeah, the at param from the other photo, and then the arguments. And so you can see it was int quantity, int price cup, or integer, int for short, and see that's taken away. We had int price, quantity times price per cup. Now we have quantity times 5. So that's what we have now in the lesson 3.6. So that was what we did in there. And then lesson 3.8, we actually updated the calculation method again. So we're editing the calculate price method quite a lot. And then also we to return and then called and submit order. And so we made a return in there. So right here, the first deleting code was actually some code I commented out in the very beginning of these lessons. Maybe if we ever came back to it, which we didn't. So I just decided to delete it because that code wasn't going to show up later by this far in. The int price quantity times 5 is actually there, and then that was being used. See, that wasn't commented out with the two slash is. And so that wasn't a comment, that was actually the code implemented. So now the code implemented is the int price equals calculate price. So that's going to equal calculate price. It said, and we had calculate price quantity comma 10, but now we just have it as calculate price, and then we took out those params, made a return, and then we changed the void to an integer, and then we added the return price so we can return it. So yeah, so we just made a return for that. So yeah, those were those lessons. There might be. So yeah, that's my Git Kraken update. So yeah, so started out on that one, had to move to this one because some file got changed, and so yeah, so now this is the new one I'm making. As you can see, I have the main in development. So what I'm going to do now for this is, once I'm done with lesson 4, I'll merge development, see if there's any errors. If there isn't, I can merge development to main. If there is errors, then I'll fix it, and then I'll be able to merge development into main. And so yeah, so that would be the that's going to be my branches for that in the future for this Git Kraken repository. So now I'm actually going to load up my Android Studios. So here in the Android Studios, so here in my Android Studios, we have our text views and button views like we've always had. Then we have the main activity Java. We have our public class and main activity. We did, what was it? It was something I'm sorry, I forgot exactly, but yeah, but we have our declare global variable, and then increment, decrement methods. Now we have our submit order down here. So when submit order button's pressed, it's going to do the string is going to pop up thank you for ordering, and then the quantity method plus the coffees, and then the amount due plus the price method, and then I have some comments there, and then so here's the display, here's display price and display message. So with these, this code is a little different with the Git Currency instance. For some reason, I had to change the code to some longer code on this Android Studios, and so yeah, so that's just the code in here is a little different than what I'm used to doing, since it just had me do it that way. But yeah, that's just the main stuff in the Java. We went over most of the stuff in the Git Kraken. So here I'm going to actually show my emulator. I already have it loaded up. This is a fresh emulator. So I'm going to just add 5 coffees and order. And then the text shows up. I ordered 5 coffees, amount due $25. Your order will be right up. And then so I can also do 10, and that'll be 50, and that will show exactly what the submit order method says. So now that is my Android Studios. I'm going to go through my Git Kraken. If I can pull out, or not Git Kraken, GitHub. Show my GitHub. So here are my 3 branches: the main, the development, and the lesson 4 for right now are my 3 branches. Usually there'd be a commit that I merged the lesson 3 into the development in the main, but that did not happen because my lesson 3 was my main, so there was no difference this time. So yeah, so the main thing I can show you right now is just going into the code in here. So I can go to app src main res, not in Java, it's layout, sorry, should be layout, activity main XML. I can go straight into the XML code right here and edit it online, which isn't suggested because there is no, it won't show any errors or you aren't able to tab over and select code fast. So it's a very slow process with a very likely chance of you erroring your code. So this isn't suggested to edit in, but it is abled. It is able for you to edit in and see online, but you can still see the code on here and see the different commits on here from the branches. But right now, as this is a new project, there isn't many commits to show. So, or like editing codes and then the merging of the branches. But yeah, that is my just Java. This is lesson 3 so far. And yeah, thank you for watching.